Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the start, let me thank CSR Foundation for giving me an opportunity to talk about my organization today. It's the end of the day. I know it's tiring. We all are just going off with the energy a bit, but let me make it your while. So if I ask all of you that what is common between the first vaccine, which was made in India, the first electric car, which was made in India, the first indigenous car, which was made in India, the first liver transplant hospital, which was made in India, the first RT-PCR kit made in India, and the first drone show, 1000 drone show, which was done on 29th of Jan. If I ask you, I don't know how many of you would be aware, but all these projects have a one common thread running through it, and that's Technology Development Board. So while I named all this, the idea was not to say what we have done, but the idea was to say how the small innovations at certain point of time have become so big that we have come to appreciate it today. Now, Technology Development Board is not only about finances. When I cover it, I'll tell you that we provide finances, but that's not what we are for. We are about the value creation for the country. So if I give you one small example, which probably would, tell us about what entrepreneurship is, what is the risk, and how it creates a value. So in 1996, we funded a project that was the first project of Technology Development Board of hepatitis B vaccination by a company called Santa Biotech. The founder of the company was not a biotech person. He was an electrical engineer. So he decided he wants to make a vaccine. At that point of time, he went to the bank, and the bank said, okay, fine, you want to do it. First, what is your background? So that didn't qualify. Then he said, okay, where's the demand? So the demand of the vaccine is not there. So he said, sir, there's no vaccine. So where's the demand? So unless you create a vaccine, the demand is only going to come after that. Even then, the loans which were offered to him at that point of time were 19%. So with this, he came to TDB, and luckily he says that K.I. Prasad Reddy, the founder of Santa Biotech, he says, luckily the government of India started the organization called Technology Development Board. So we funded him, and I'll just go into a very small little mathematics. So what we did, when we funded him and he made his vaccine, the price of that vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine, dropped from $23 to $1. And the company, as per my estimate in 2014, what I have read off the net, sold approximately 12 million vials. So if I multiply that by 45 and $1, he sold approximately 540 crores, out of which 100 crores would have gone to the government as taxation, while we had only funded him somewhere around 5 to 10 crores. But that's not the real story. The real story is 120 million into 45 into $22, that is 12,000 crores of foreign exchequer that was saved by one company. That's the story. And the second project, if I want to talk about, would be Bharat Biotech. Again, that project was funded somewhere around in 96-2000. And today, Bharat Biotech has been able to develop a vaccine within 1 year of COVID. I think the journey didn't start 1 year back. The journey started in 96-2000 when the first time they were believed that they can make a vaccine. So that's the story. And if we talk about the biotech sector, 6 out of 7 vaccines, COVID vaccines, which are being made in India, 6 companies have been funded by Technology Development Board at a certain point of time, and definitely not when they're big. So with this, I'll just start my presentation. So I'll give you a brief background, a mandate, funding process. I'll generally keep it simple, value addition over the years. So it was constituted as a statutory body under Department of Science and Technology in 1996. R&D cess was collected, and that was supposed to come to us. It's a unique organization set up by Government of India to promote development and commercialization of indigenized technologies and adaptation of imported technologies. So when I say commercialization, basically what I'm also trying to say is we are not into research and development. So whatever R&D has been done by the government, by the private institutions, when you come for the commercialization, that is a time when we come into it. So this was the basic mandate as in our act, where we say provide financial assistance to industrial concern and other agencies attempting commercial applications. So basically, as of now, we provide soft loans. I'll cover those things, what are the terms and conditions, and like I said, I think Mr. Reddy is not here. At least I would have addressed one part of his problem. That is availability of cheap capital. So our objectives are promote new ideas from small enterprises even at a risk of failure, motivate industries and R&D institution for product innovation, identify act in areas requiring strategic intervention. So probably I think we can look at this as a strategic intervention. So whenever you have technologies which are being developed, we are the guys you need to come to where we can provide you with a, what you can say, cheap capital, and I'll cover the evaluation process where you will realize what is the value addition which we do. So this is a funding process. So we provide loans at 5% simple interest. So let it sink in. You have a project, you want to settle down. For 2 years, let's say 1 to 2 years, you will require the project to settle. For 2 years, we charge nothing, you don't have to return anything. 1 year is a moratorium period after that. And then, in next 4.5 years, 6 monthly installments, the money is supposed to be returned to us. So when I say 5% simple interest, it is lower than inflation in most of the times. Nobody gives you money at this cost. And we charge a royalty of 0.5% on annual sales turnover of the product. A lot of people say, I'll have a very high turnover, so it is a very high rate of royalty. So I just tell them, it is only during the currency of the loan. You pay back the loan early, don't ask for it. So, and funds are released on tranches based on milestones, recommendations of project monitoring. We evaluate the project, we monitor the project. And during the time, we also, like what the secretaries were saying in the morning, our experts are domain experts. So they understand your project, they understand your pain. And they probably at times can give you advice which may be very useful. And we do not charge any processing fee. So even if I'm coming with a PMC for evaluation, whatever expenses are there for the stay and vehicle, we reimburse it. So this is basically what I wanted to cover. I can go it in as much detail as possible, but I think with a paucity of time, I'll just cover it in a very small, half a minute. So the submission of the proposal is open throughout the year. It's a transparent process. It is online. And the good part is when you apply online, and if you have missed out something in the application, we get back to you. Your application will never be dropped without giving you a chance to present yourself. That's our mandate. Application submitted to us, we will come back to you, and if we decide not to fund you, we will give you in writing the reasons for the same. Now, like I said, we have evaluation process which is thorough, and why I say it is thorough is because what has happened to us in few times that the companies came to us, we evaluated them, we approved the loan, we issued a letter of intent, and probably they just waited for 3-4 months and they had the investors getting them around 100 CR when we were clearing them for 5 crores. So our evaluation also has a value. I had one of the companies which came to me and said, the first time when we came, so it was quite painful because you were asking so many questions. But at the end of the day, I realized the product which came out was much better. So next time, I did not come for the money. I came for free consultancy. So like I said, all this, when I say initial screening, project evaluation, and the committee is from the domain experts. Like I'll not have a committee, aerospace being evaluated by agriculture or vice versa. So they are the domain experts. They will tell you what is missing. They will tell you what you have not done or what is still expected to be done. And if it is not done, we'll tell you. Now, like I said, we don't fund R&D. We don't fund working capital. The heads under which we fund is on the slide right now. So capital expenditure is where we fund it. And we fund up to 50% of the project cost because without the skin in the game, it doesn't work. The company has to get 50%. We have to look at the commercials of it. So our proposal is not only technology when it comes to us. For us, it's a total value. Whether you will be able to sustain the business, what is your market plan, does it work, what is your debt equity ratio. So all those things we'll look into it. Now this is over the years, just a chart where what we have done. We have funded approximately 350 projects, ranging from 7.5 lakhs to 250 crores per project, and across the sectors, which I'll cover in the next slide. These are the sectors which we have done. So we are sector agnostic. So anyone, it's not only about green hydrogen. If you have any other good projects, if you think someone has it, and we look for it, like we are here talking about it, that if anyone has a good project which can add value to for the country, we are here for you. Just because I was coming for this, so I just thought I'll cover a few of the projects which we have done in green. So one is Riva, like I said. Second is Ampere Vehicles. I don't know how many of you have heard about it. This has been taken over by Greaves Cotton. So this was a company funded by us. Then Aeronomic Energy Private Limited is a Bijnor company, set up a plant in Haridwar, Jagjitpur, and I think this would be the first bio-CNG plant which is going to be supplying directly to the vehicle. They have got the license, they're working on it. Probably another 3-4 months down the line, we'll have it. Now, why I'm saying health sector? Because that is somewhere where we have made the huge impact. You name a company in the bio sector, Biocon, Ranbaxy, Cadila, Yashraj Biotech, Panacea Biotech, BioVet, you name a thing, and most of them have been funded by us at a certain point of time. And the good or the bad part is, once they come to us, they come back to us again. We are looking for new customers. So this is, other than that, Botlab Dynamics, Aditya Birla Group, Tata we have funded. One was the first time when we funded for Tata Indica. The project cost was only 10% of the entire amount, but they came to us because our evaluation has, quite a good value. Lot of companies where I can talk about, but I would leave it to them as and when they want to talk about it. Most of them, most of them will not talk about us because they're busy running the companies which they created. So with this, I'm finished. I'm open to questions. I'll be there. Thank you.